Did you know that by 2025, the average person will spend over 100,000 hours of their life working? That's nearly 11 years of non-stop work. But here's the kicker: research shows that nearly 85% of people are not fully engaged in their jobs. So, how do you break out of this cycle and live a more fulfilling, successful life? The answer might lie in the books you read. In this video, we're diving into 6 incredible books that can change your life. These books aren't the typical self-help fluff you've seen before. They go deeper, offering practical strategies that are backed by real science and stories. Whether you're looking to develop powerful habits, master your mindset, or unlock your creative potential, these books will help you get there. Stick around as we explore ideas that could transform your life in 2025 and beyond. Ready to start your journey to personal growth? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Unlock Your Potential. Atomic Habits, by James Clear. In Atomic Habits, James Clear makes a powerful case for the idea that small habits can lead to big changes. The key idea? You don't have to make dramatic changes to transform your life. Instead, focus on tiny, consistent improvements. Clear shares a simple strategy, the 1% rule. By getting just 1% better every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. Clear's research is grounded in real science. He explains that habits form through a 4-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. Understanding this loop is the first step in gaining control over your behaviors. For example, if you want to develop the habit of reading, start by stacking it onto an existing habit, like having a cup of coffee. You could say, "I'll read for 10 minutes after my morning coffee." The book also introduces the concept of identity-based habits. This is about shifting how you see yourself. Instead of thinking, "I want to read more books," reframe it as, "I'm a reader." This small shift makes a huge difference. When your actions align with your identity, you build habits that stick. Clear also talks about environment design, which means shaping your surroundings to make good habits easier. For example, leaving your workout clothes next to your bed makes it more likely that you'll exercise in the morning. He also notes, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. An interesting fact from the book: research shows that habits make up about 40% of our daily behaviors. That's why focusing on small habits can make a massive impact over time. So, if you're looking to transform your life in 2025, Atomic Habits is a must-read. Chapter 2. Embrace the Future. The Future of Work, by Jacob Morgan. In The Future of Work, Jacob Morgan offers an in-depth look at how work is changing in the modern world. The book discusses how the workplace is evolving and what you need to do to stay ahead of the curve. One of the book's most eye-opening strategies is embracing flexibility. Morgan argues that companies with flexible work environments see 25% more engagement and satisfaction from employees. A crucial takeaway from the book is the importance of employee experience. Morgan highlights that a positive employee experience leads to higher productivity. In fact, companies that focus on employee experience see up to 10% higher profits. This means creating workplaces where people feel supported, valued, and inspired is not just a nice-to-have, it's a necessity. Morgan also explores how technology is reshaping the workplace. With the rise of automation and artificial intelligence, many jobs are changing. Morgan emphasizes that adaptability is key. He suggests that workers focus on developing human skills, like empathy, creativity, and critical thinking, that machines can't replicate. If you can build on these skills, you'll be irreplaceable in the future of work. One interesting stat from the book: about 85% of jobs in 2030 haven't been created yet. This means that the ability to continuously learn and adapt is more important than ever. As Morgan states, the future of work isn't a thing to fear, it's a thing to prepare for. This forward-thinking mindset is essential for thriving in the new world of work. Morgan also discusses the power of purpose-driven companies. Organizations that have a clear mission beyond making money tend to attract top talent and see higher employee retention. Employees are 54% more likely to stay with a company that shares their values, according to Morgan's research. Chapter 3. Master the Mind. The Power of Now, by Eckhart Tolle. In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle teaches readers the incredible power of being present. One of the most transformative ideas in the book is the concept of the now. Tal explains that the mind often pulls us into the past or future, but true peace comes from focusing on the present moment. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have, Tal writes. And it's in that present moment that true growth can happen. A powerful strategy Tal shares is called mindfulness practice. By simply paying attention to your thoughts and emotions, you can break free from negative patterns. He suggests sitting quietly for a few minutes each day, observing your thoughts without judgment. This practice trains the mind to stay focused on the here and now, reducing stress and increasing clarity. Tal also introduces the idea of ego death. He says that our egos, our false sense of self, often create unnecessary conflict and suffering. By letting go of the ego and embracing the present moment, we experience a deeper connection to our true selves. This shift can lead to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. One striking statistic Tal shares is that 80% of people's thoughts are repetitive and negative. It's no wonder many of us feel stuck. By practicing mindfulness, you can start to break this cycle. When you stop living in the past or future, you can actually be more productive and happier in the present. In a unique twist, Tal claims that the present moment is where spiritual awakening happens. When you stop chasing external goals and focus on being, rather than doing, life becomes simpler and more meaningful. This strategy is especially powerful in a world filled with distractions and constant busyness. By embracing the present moment, you'll find peace in chaos and joy in simplicity. If you're enjoying these insights, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more strategies for growth and success. Chapter 4. Reignite Your Passion. Big Magic, by Elizabeth Gilbert. In Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert challenges readers to embrace their creativity and pursue the things that truly excite them. One of the key strategies she talks about is the importance of courage. Gilbert argues that fear is a natural part of the creative process, but it shouldn't hold you back. As she puts it, you do not need to be fearless. You just need to be brave. This mindset shift encourages you to take risks and follow your passions, even when fear tries to keep you stuck. Gilbert also emphasizes that creativity is not a rare gift only given to a few people, it's something everyone can tap into. She encourages you to stop waiting for the perfect moment to create. The book's powerful message is that creativity is about showing up every day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. She calls this the magic of consistency. One unique fact that Gilbert shares is that the world is filled with ideas that are just waiting to be noticed. According to Gilbert, ideas exist in the ether, and they seek people who are willing to act on them. She tells a fascinating story about an idea she had for a novel that was taken by another author when she didn't act on it quickly enough. The lesson? Be open and ready to take action when inspiration strikes. Gilbert also introduces the idea of enchantment, the magic that happens when you are fully immersed in your creative work. According to her, when you work in a state of flow, your creativity flows effortlessly. She suggests setting aside time each day to engage in creative activities, whether it's painting, writing, or any form of self-expression. This small, consistent action can reignite your passion and lead to personal transformation. One more interesting idea from Big Magic is that creativity doesn't need to be a huge, world-changing endeavor. It can be as simple as enjoying a hobby or making something just for the joy of it. Gilbert says, do not let the world break your spirit. Create for the sake of creating. Chapter 5. Rewire Your Thinking. Think Again, by Adam Grant. Think Again by Adam Grant teaches us the power of rethinking, of challenging our own beliefs and questioning what we know. One of the most useful strategies Grant talks about is rethinking as a skill. In a world that's constantly changing, being able to adapt your mindset is crucial. Grant encourages us to think like a scientist, to be open to new evidence, test our assumptions, and revise our conclusions when necessary. A core concept in the book is mental flexibility. Grant argues that the ability to change your mind isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. He shares a fascinating study that shows people who are willing to admit when they're wrong are more likely to succeed in the long run. By being open to new ideas and feedback, you can continuously improve and grow. Grant also talks about the power of curiosity. Instead of just sticking with what we know, we should embrace a mindset of curiosity and exploration. He suggests asking more questions and being genuinely interested in the perspectives of others. In fact, Research shows that people who ask more questions are seen as more intelligent and more likable. Another interesting strategy Grant emphasizes is the art of persuasive listening. He explains that great communicators don't just talk, they listen carefully to understand where others are coming from. By truly listening, we can have more productive conversations and find common ground, even with people who hold different views. Grant also suggests that we should not be afraid to unlearn what we think we know. He shares a study where experts in various fields were shown to perform better when they questioned their existing knowledge and embraced new learning. Unlearning, according to Grant, is just as important as learning. One thought-provoking idea from the book is that we should treat our opinions like hypotheses, things we're willing to test and revise. This mindset helps us remain open to growth and new possibilities. Grant states, "The ability to rethink is more important than the ability to think." Chapter 6. Elevate Your Mindset. Grit, by Angela Duckworth. In Grit, Angela Duckworth teaches us that passion and perseverance are key to long-term success. She argues that grit, the combination of determination and consistent effort, is more important than talent. Duckworth shares a powerful quote, "Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint." This idea encourages you to think long-term and remain committed to your goals, even when the going gets tough. A key strategy Duckworth focuses on is the importance of deliberate practice. She explains that talent alone won't get you far. Instead, it's about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and practicing in a way that helps you grow. The book shares a fascinating study where students who spent more time on deliberate practice scored higher than those who simply relied on their natural ability. Duckworth also discusses the value of passion. But not just any passion, the kind of passion that grows over time. She calls this interest plus effort equals passion. It's not just about finding what excites you in the moment, it's about sticking with it, even when challenges arise. Research shows that people who are passionate about their work are 50% more likely to achieve their goals. Another powerful concept from Grit is the idea of purpose. Duckworth emphasizes that having a sense of purpose makes grit easier. When you know why you're working hard, it gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough. People with a strong sense of purpose are 30% more likely to bounce back from setbacks. The book also introduces the concept of the power of effort, the idea that what you put into something is just as important, if not more important, than innate talent. Duckworth shares the example of successful athletes and musicians who achieved greatness through years of focused effort, not just raw talent. She also notes that practice doesn't just make you better, it makes you gritty. An interesting fact Duckworth shares is that research shows 90% of people who succeed in highly competitive fields are those who are persistent and resilient. They may not be the most naturally talented, but their grit keeps them moving forward. So, if you want to elevate your mindset and achieve your biggest goals, Grit is a book you need in your 2025 reading list. If you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with more valuable insights. Here's to your growth in 2025 and beyond.